It's Karen and my special guest.
Hey, my name's Vinny.
But what else do you go by?
My friends and gangsters call me Bandit.
So, if you watched our last video, Bandit's kind of helping me out with my video reviews right now because I made Bluto sick.
Yes, you did.
So,
Bluto's my boy. I said I'd do this for him.
yeah, so
Because he feeds me your shit.
Bandit.
Not literally, but you know. Watch the other video.
Bandit picked 3 movies for he and I to do together while
Yeah, because I ain't
Bluto's.
watching stupid stuff.
Yeah, so
I only watch good movies.
make sure you check out our previous review.
No fucking remakes.
And for this one, we're doing Night of the Demons.
Make sure you said the right one.
It's the original from 1987. As Bandit would say, it's not the shitty remake.
Fuck yeah, man. This one's awesome.
It is unrated. Or we watched
That's the only version I liked.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The R-rated version's okay.
And it's like 90 minutes. So it's like an hour and a half. Not
give or take.
Too long.
The hell are you doing?
Adjusting my top. You got to get used to this because I fidget a lot.
Well, I'm halfway done, so we got this one and one more.
Okay.
And then I'm going back to the garage.
I'm going to go back and hang until Bluto brings you some of my burnt whatever.
Yeah, your burnt applesauce.
Anyways, let's get this review underway. So we start with this group of, it's Stooge, Helen, and Roger. And
Stooge is awesome.
Stooge's car driving, I guess, to this Halloween party that one of the other characters is having. They come up on this old man that's walking on the street, and Stooge moons him, and he has like jack-o'-lantern underwear on.
That's funny.
He gets harassed by Sal after this, and then Judy, who's one of our other characters, offers to help him, but he's very like...
Who gets harassed by Sal? Oh, the old fuck.
The old guy, because that's his name, his old man.
Yeah, the old fuck.
So, basically, this old guy doesn't like kids. He like, stay away from me. And basically, he went and bought a bunch of apples, and he's going to put razors in them to give out to the trick-or-treaters. Oh, so it's Halloween. I guess I pretty much mentioned that.
Well, no shit, it's Halloween. It's a Halloween party.
So, anyways...
What the fuck were you watching?
Anyways, Judy gets home. She gets this call from her date, Jay. They were supposed to be going to the Halloween dance.
I like that part.
Yeah.
What do they show? Her sweet little ass.
Guess he answered his own question.
Well, you weren't going to answer it. Her brother's cool, too.
Her brother's a little douche.
Hey, she got nice titties, like you said.
Basically, they were supposed to be going to this Halloween dance, and Jay goes, no. He goes, we're going to go to a Halloween party.
I'd rather go to a party than a dance.
Hosted by this girl, Angela, who's supposed to be the weird girl at the school.
Those are the best kind of girls.
It's going to be at this place called Hall House, which used to be a funeral home. And we got her little brother hiding in the closet while she's changing. And basically he says about how she has bodacious boobies or something like that.
Well, she does.
Meanwhile, he's a little fucking perv.
Is there a party at a funeral parlor?
No.
A party at a cemetery.
Like Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, something like that. Me and my raccoon buds.
So, Sal shows up at the house, is basically harassing Judy's little brother. Like, he's like, tell Judy to get out here. And he's...
Don't get a sweet little ass out here.
Yeah, and her brother goes, no, she has a date already. And he basically bribes her little brother on the info for the party, the Halloween party they're going to.
Yeah, but he got his money's worth because he stole his mask.
Yeah, he paid him a whole $1
for that mask. That mask was probably $10 back then.
So basically, we cut away to probably another scene this one likes. Suzanne. I even wrote Suzanne. I still said Susanna.
Because you want to complicate shit.
Who's played by Linnea Quigley.
She's hot.
They're at this, I don't know if it's like a convenience store or just a little mom and pop type place. Well, Suzanne's bent over.
I had to bend her over.
Showing off her underwear, her ass.
Oh, she's hot.
To a couple of the store employees while Angela's stealing a bunch of food for the party. And Angela basically walks out right in front of them while they're still staring at Suzanne.
Well, I'd probably be distracted too. She got a little ass on her. She's a hot little blonde chick.
Jay, we cut back. Jay shows up to pick up Judy for the party.
Jay's an asshole, but he's funny.
Yeah, Jay's a douche.
But he's funny.
And basically, Judy is dressed up like Alice in Wonderland, and she comments about how Jay isn't even dressed up.
She's kind of a pretty bitch.
Except her brother says he's dressed like the boogeyman. Is that what he says?
He's the boogeyman. Can't you tell he's the pick of the litter?
Yeah. So then they drive off to go pick up.
How many times have you seen this?
I haven't seen it that many times, and watching it, this was the first time in a while.
Oh, hell, I saw it so many times.
Jay and Alice go and pick up two other...
Jay and Alice? Who the fuck is Alice?
Jay and Judy. Judy dressed as Alice. Go and pick up Frankie. No, not
Frankie. Who the fuck is Frankie?
I'm confusing movies. Max and Franny.
Very good.
And then we have Stooge, Helen, and Roger trying to follow a map, and they end up wrecking.
How the hell does Bluto follow you on this shit? You fuck everything up.
I get them confused. I probably confuse my YouTubers.
No shit.
But they love it.
You say so?
So eventually, Jay and crew show up where Stooge and them
Jay and crew.
I said Jay and crew. Judy, Max, and Franny.
The four of them.
Come across where Stooge, Helen, Roger are wrecked.
Franny's kind of hot.
And they're like, oh, what happened? And they're like, do you need a hand? And they start
well, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, you knew that was coming.
That's shit that I would do.
So they drive off and leave them there.
You all right?
Yep. So
make sure you get a drink. Oh, I know what you're drinking in there. That clear liquid? Mm-hmm. That's clearly vodka.
Yeah.
You're trying to disguise it. Ludo said,
so, basically,
all right, we arrive at the place now.
Jay, Judy, Franny, and Max arrive at the house.
Very good.
Max is kind of talking about the history of the place that it used to be.
Yeah, he's like the brainiac, the nerd.
He's talking about how it used to be a funeral home, and then one Halloween.
That was a funeral parlor. What's the difference?
Same difference. Parlor, home. And that one Halloween, one of the members slaughtered the rest of the family and then killed themselves, and they don't know who did it. And there's also an underground stream there that they built a wall around the building to mark where the stream was at. And it says Max says something about, well, they did this because evil spirits can't cross the stream.
I thought the owner of the funeral home did it, but I must have missed that.
I don't know. They did something. They built it to mark it.
No, I mean, who slaughtered them?
No, they just said one of the family members.
Yeah, so technically they didn't know who did it. All right, moving on.
But
whatever. Who cares?
Well, basically, those four go inside and they decide because they see another car pulling up and they're like, oh, let's scare everybody. Well, Sal got there ahead of time, was hiding in one of the coffins and scares Jay. And then Jay and Sal
all right.
kind of exchange words.
Jay's kind of the butt. If he hung out with me and my boys, he'd get his ass.
Well, then Angela and they had picked up, I guess they picked up Stooge and all them too.
That was nice of them.
All arrive and basically the party starts. Some dancing,
some cool music,
some other things.
Listen to the soundtrack. Pretty cool.
Angela's like, because eventually the radio loses juice, so they don't have any music.
Radio loses juice.
Well, the batteries are dead.
Oh, the radio is getting juiced.
No. And Stooge keeps going, I put brand new batteries in that this morning because I can't live without my tunes.
You can't live without his music. That's what he says. Same like difference. Me. I can't live without my porno.
Angela's like, that's fine. We'll start playing games. And they decide to do a past life seance.
I like the game that Stooge wanted to play.
Stooge and Roger go looking for a mirror. And Roger kind of comes back he's freaked out. He won't participate. Well,
he's kind of a wuss.
They find a mirror big enough for everybody. So they're all sitting in front of it. Angela's trying to prompt everybody what to do. The guys are making comments, and Angela's like, shut up and concentrate. You know,
yeah, she's the witch, right?
She's kind of getting mad at everyone.
Who said you're a witch?
No, I'm a bitch.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So, Angela's explaining, like, concentrate on me, and then eventually the mirror will cloud, and then it'll show who I was in a past life. Well, here they're arguing back and forth, and no one's looking at the mirror initially, and all of a sudden this like demon head shows up in there.
That was cool.
And then Helen turns around. I think she sees the demon, and then she sees her death, basically. So she basically freaks out. Everyone starts making fun of her, and Judy's like trying to comfort her. Well, then, in the middle of all this, too, they start hearing noises coming from the basement, and this demon comes out of the crematorium oven.
Crematorium.
Fight me.
It's a crematorium.
And it's going through the house, and it goes up to the room where everyone is, and they're like, ooh, what's that smell? And it got really cold, and all of a sudden the demon goes into Suzanne.
Goes in her mouth.
Goes in her mouth.
She got a big mouth. What else you could do with that mouth?
So, Angela's going on and on. They're like, we need to get out of here. You know, she's talking about this it's a demonic.
You think she'd want to stay? Like she's
infestation because of everything they're feeling, and then all of a sudden they smell roses, and they're like, "No, everything's good." Which, if you've watched like ghost stuff.
I don't watch that shit.
They talk about like if you smell roses and it's supposed to be clean.
I think a lot of that's just fake. But hey, what are you
No,
gonna do?
I'm just saying. I just know that from watching because Angela's trying to explain the difference between being possessed and being
demonic.
haunted.
Whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
So, good old stooge, man.
Roger and Helen are like, we're done. We want to leave, but they don't have a car because they came with Stooge. Well, Suzanne throws them the keys to Angela's car. And Angela's like, hey, wait a minute. And she says, no, if they want to leave, let them leave. We're going to party.
Yeah, I don't care if you're a chicken shit.
So they leave and go outside.
And they want to party.
Yeah.
Stoogie.
Judy, Jay,
like,
Max, and Friendly, Fanny. What?
You forgot the most famous line of the movie, what Stooge says.
What?
Eat a bowl of fuck.
Oh.
I am here to party.
Okay. Are you happy now?
I'll be happy later.
Okay. So Judy, Jay, Max, and Franny are like, hey, we're going to go off and explore.
These names down.
Yeah. And Suzanne says something about finding the bathroom, and she says about taking Stooge with her to look because, you know, she's in the mood for pork and, you know.
Because Sal called him a fat pig.
Yep. Well, then before
that wasn't nice.
Suzanne leaves,
that was rude. Fucking asshole.
She kisses Angela, which transfers some of the demon
That's hot, huh?
into Angela. Meanwhile, Angela's kind of caught off guard, too.
You know she's into that shit.
So, Max, we cut back to Max and the others. They're exploring, and Max's like, oh, I got another story to tell.
No, him and his stories. Like, shut up.
Sorry about that. Needed to take a brief pause for a second.
Go, shit. Damn, that stunk.
Thanks. I'm sure everyone appreciates the TMI.
Well, I say it like it is. All right, moving on.
Anyway, so there's a little bit of jumping back and forth there. So we cut to Susan and Stooge finding the bathroom. They kind of have a little bit of comedy scene in there, and Susan goes in and basically locks the door on Stooge, and Stooge is like, I thought we could go in together.
Yeah, you know what he wants to get into.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, so would I.
So we cut back to Max telling the story about how, like, he was the librarian, I guess, at the school.
He's such a dork.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Like, he's cool, but he's like...
he's not annoying, but he's a dork.
Yeah. He has, like, a wealth of information. And he was saying about how the librarian was sharing this information, how, like, even the Native Americans wouldn't settle on the land this was on because they felt it was cursed. And he's, like, going on and on about it, like how... one of the Native American families did settle there, but then they found the guy went mad.
Maybe he got possessed.
Yeah, like he killed his family and everything.
Maybe. What are you doing?
Taking a drink.
Well, I see what you're drinking.
Yeah.
I like the different kind of Coke. I like the kind that goes up my nose.
Thanks, guys. So in the middle of all this, Jay kind of does a...
You know what he's saying?
Yeah, to get
the fuck out of here. I want to fuck this
Max
bitch.
is like, oh, it's time for Freddie and I to explore on Franny.
Sounds like you said Freddie, but okay.
Franny and him to go exploring on their own. Basically, Jay...
He wants some of that blonde poontang pie.
Yeah. Jay tries to get fresh with Judy, and Judy... Fresh.
Tries to fuck that bitch.
Yeah, and Judy basically wants none of it.
Because she's a snooty pretty bitch.
So then we cut to Roger and Helen outside, and they can't find the gate they came in.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
And Roger, they're like kind of going back and forth, and all of a sudden Helen just disappears out of nowhere. Like Roger turns around and Helen's gone.
Yep.
So he basically runs and hides in Angie's car. And I'm guessing he falls asleep because we don't see him for a while.
Probably.
So we go back to Jay and Judy, and they're kind of kissing on one of the morgue tables where they're
doing the
autopsy. Right? Oh, yeah, that's so romantic. And Judy's like, no, not here. And Jay basically tells her lay off the act because there's rumors that she puts out on the first date and everything, and that she has a reputation. And
what the hell's the problem?
For sleeping around, and Judy kind of is like putting up this innocent act, and Jay's like, okay, I'm done, I'm leaving. So he leaves.
I would too.
And when he closes the door, somehow Judy gets locked in the room.
Maybe he locked her in there.
And she's just kind of like, come on, Jay, let me out. Well, then she just eventually like sits because she's like, oh, great, how am I going to get out of here?
You like her?
Yeah. No, she's a snot.
That she is.
We cut back to Stooge and Suzanne. Stooge is banging on the door like, Suzanne, come on. I don't know if he has to go to the bathroom or what's going
Why
on.
the hell did he just piss in the hall?
But
who cares?
We cut to Suzanne, who's looking in the mirror, and she's
really?
very superficial through the movie, like very focused on her looks and everything. Well, she starts seeing all these different images of her face going through like different looks throughout, and then all of a sudden we go to Stooge in the hall and we hear what sounds like a mirror crash. So Stooge breaks down the door, but nobody's in the bathroom. Like he sees the mirrors cracked, but
where'd she go?
Suzanne's not in there.
Where do you think she went?
I don't know.
Oh.
So then we cut to Sal and
Sal.
Yeah, well, because I want to say Stooge, and it's Sal.
Okay.
And Angela, they're still downstairs, and Angela starts saying all this weird stuff and then dancing very provocatively.
That's cool. I like
because
that.
All of a sudden the radio is working again, the strobe light they had on earlier, and Sal's just kind of sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? So then Sal's kind of backing up, and all of a sudden Stooge shows up behind him.
He pops in there.
Scares the crap out of him.
I always liked that part. I thought that was funny.
And Sal says about Ange acting very weird, and Stooge is like, no, the party's back on. We got music. Yeah. And Sal's like, I'm out. So Stooge and Ange.
I guess you're improvising there.
Why?
He doesn't say those exact words, but hey, what are you going to do?
Well, no, basically he's like, I'm out.
He says not the weird ones you got to look after.
Yeah.
Basically.
So he leaves. It's Stooge and Ange alone dancing.
Ange alone? Who the fuck is Ange
alone? I was calling her Ange instead of Angela because they refer to her as Angela.
I thought you were calling her Ange alone.
No. And like she says about kissing, she wants to kiss Stooge, and she always thought he was sexy. So they kiss, and she bites his tongue out.
Hey, at least she didn't go down on him and bite something else off.
Yeah.
Like in the other movie we
I was
watched.
going to say in like our previous movie.
Yeah, that would have been funny, huh?
So we cut away. Sal's wandering through the house. He gets by the bathroom and finds Suzanne in there, and she's trying to fix her makeup, has it all over her face.
This part's cool too.
And he says, he's like, what? He goes, you got it all over the place. And she's trying to get him to help. And
I can't seem to get it right.
And he's like, nope, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Because he knows something weird's going on.
So what?
So,
I've seen a lot more weird shit than that, I can tell you.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that off camera.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to do the. There's another cut scene, and we go right back to Suzanne, and she.
You don't have to analyze the whole movie.
It's just saying about Max and Franny are still exploring, and they decide to have sex in a coffin.
Yeah, we can get that later.
So
what happens.
Suzanne's kind of sitting there, and she's still taking the lipstick all over, and she starts taking it down her body and around her boob, and then she shoves it into her nipple.
That's pretty cool,
and it disappears.
That's sexy.
I think I freaked out the first time I saw that. Like, ow.
That's nice. I like that.
Well, then Jay shows up.
Yeah, he ain't that stupid.
Yeah, and basically Suzanne shows him the goods, and he's just like, oh, all right.
See, he don't care.
Yeah.
He ain't worried about shit, man. He just wants to get it on.
So, she starts undoing his pants, and then we cut away to Sal finding Ange. She's sitting by the fire, and he's like, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm out. And here she turns around. She goes, oh, I was just warming my hands by the fire. And here her hands are literally on fire.
That's what she said.
And then he takes off because he's trying to figure out how to escape. Well, then we go back to Roger after all this time. And like I said, I think he was sleeping. I'm not 100% sure.
He was laying there with his eyes closed. Yeah. I guess he's sleeping.
I don't know how anybody could sleep at this place, but
yeah, probably could.
All of a sudden the car shakes, and he starts yelling, Stooge, you're the only one heavy enough that can shake the car like this.
He was a fat slob.
Yeah, well, so I knew it was something along.
Yeah, we know you haven't seen this as much as I have.
Well, then basically he leans up and starts looking out the windshield, and all of a sudden Helen's face smashes against the windshield.
That's funny.
Helen's dead. We don't know where she came from.
She fell.
Yeah. So
and he runs away like a little chicken shit.
Yeah, and then he takes off.
You believe that?
Then we go back to Jay and Suzanne. They start fucking, and Suzanne kind of like freaks out, starts telling him to stop looking at him.
You're getting that diva shot.
And he's like, what are you talking about? And basically at one point, she leans her head back and comes forward, and it's like she's a demon. And basically takes her thumbs and gouges his eyes out.
I like when she goes over to him.
Yeah.
You remember that part,
the big, Hey, look at the frontal. Look at the frontal.
Look at my veg. Look at my snitch.
So
Okay.
we go back to Franny and Max because they heard the scream and they're like having sex in the coffin. Well,
She has some nice titties.
all of a sudden, Demon Stooge shows up and they tell him to get out of there. Well, he goes in.
What kind of stooge was it?
Demon Stooge.
Oh, they said semen stooge.
No, demon.
Okay.
And he breaks Franny's neck. And then he keeps slamming the coffin on Max till his arm falls off, and I guess he bleeds to death.
Yeah, you asked me how he died.
Yeah, well, I just
wasn't
How
do you mean he died?
I just wasn't.
Blood loss.
Yeah.
Shock.
So Roger somehow gets back into the house and runs into Demon Angela. And is trying to get away, and he runs into Sal, who is also trying to escape. And then
Roger wanted in, Sal wanted out.
Yeah, they can't make up their mind if they want in or out.
Well, I know what I want. Especially when I'm around Angela.
Sure. So
I'll take it in, out, in, out.
We go back to the room that Judy's locked in, and Demon Stooge is trying to break in. He hears Sal and Roger coming, so he walks away. Well, then they hear Judy screaming and eventually break her out of the room. Roger turns around at this point and see Angela's coming, and he takes off on his own again. Sal and Judy go into another room in hiding, and here it's the bathroom where Suzanne and Jay are at when the lights come on, because the lights are off, then they're on, then they're off. And
what did she say? See if we can say this time right.
Run, Judy, run! See Judy, run! Is that it?
Yeah, eventually, but you left that apart.
Oh, about getting Jay hard again.
Yeah!
Yeah, so Sal and Judy are kind of standing there like, because they find a window that doesn't have boards on it, and they're like, okay, we can escape out of here. And
nope.
Suzanne's laying on the floor with her shirt open still, and Jay's head, and Judy freaks out, obviously. And she was saying, oh, how about an orgy? I'm sure if we work at it, we can get Jay hard again.
Yeah.
Well, then Suzanne comes up as a demon. Sal tells Judy to run, and then Sal gets knocked out the window that's not boarded up.
They look pretty good, huh?
Yep. So basically, what?
I look pretty good.
Yeah.
I should be a model.
Mm-hmm. What, for Wildlife Unlimited?
What's that?
I don't know. I'm just making up something.
Honest amount how good I look. Wow. Take a screenshot of that.
Yeah.
All right.
So basically, Judy's trying to run, and all of a sudden, all the doors are like closing and locking, so she can't hide anywhere.
It's demon power.
And then all of a sudden, one door at the end of the hall opens, so she goes in there and hides. And here's the room where Franny and Max are at. Max's arm's on the floor. Well, it starts to attack her, and then the coffin opens with the two of them as demons. And then she runs and tries to go to the front door and still can't escape. So then we go back to Sal, and Sal landed in some air shaft. So he's like, oh, well, that's why this wasn't boarded up, because there really wasn't a way to escape. So he starts climbing to find a way out.
Climbs up the water pipe.
We go back to Judy. She's still running, and she eventually ends up, we're guessing, in the attic, but it has like an out, you can go out and look over. So Judy's kind of looking.
Why do funeral parlors need to be so big?
Yeah.
I was never in one. Why?
Well, I think sometimes if people own a funeral home, they usually live on the upper levels.
Well, that's kind of cool.
The funeral parlor part on
live up top with the corpses down below.
Basically.
That's kind of neat.
Because I know that's the way the couple. Because my brother used to play football or baseball with a family that owned one of the funeral homes where we grew up.
That's neat.
And they lived upstairs. I think that's the way it is in that movie, My Girl, too. Because they lived there, and it's also the funeral parlor.
Shit, I don't know.
Anyways, Judy's kind of looking down, and I just put long way down because she's looking, and it would be a long way down. Well, then Stooge comes to the attic. She hides. And eventually she gets back out there. Roger sees Angela, and she's telling him to be quiet, but then he's like, behind you, and there's Stooge behind her.
He says, Judy, look out!
And she's hanging off the side.
Yeah, but then she falls.
Oh, no. Roger sees Angela's behind Judy. Sorry, I got myself confused. Well,
you want me to do this?
Sal comes into the rescue, and they both basically fly off.
They do a somersault off the side.
Yeah.
He gets impaled.
And Sal gets impaled.
Yep. But it said he died tonight.
Judy's hanging off the side of the roof, so Roger's trying to coach her to move over so she doesn't have as long of a way to fall.
Yeah, she falls on him.
So Stu shows up at this point. Judy eventually falls, and Roger catches her.
Yeah.
Basically, he breaks her fall.
Well, you have to dry these out.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Okay. That's all right. It's your channel.
So there's trying to figure out again how to escape. They're back in the house. They end up going down to the basement where the crematorium is. Judy's like, oh, we can use this way to escape. And then she opens the door and realizes it's an oven where they would cremate people.
Yep.
So Stooge and Ange are on the outside of the door, banging on it, trying to get in. Roger's basically freaking out at this point.
That part's funny.
Well, they also establish at this point, because the way they're talking, they're like, well, if we can hang out till dawn, we should be okay, because this is the one night they can't go to hell.
Okay.
Well, they start getting the door pegs that are holding the door on to start popping out. And like Roger's just totally losing his shit at this point.
Yeah, Judy's the only one who's sane.
Yeah. So
no.
Judy goes, we need a weapon. So she opens the oven door and pulls one of the pipes out. And here the gas is still working.
Yep.
And here she has a lighter that she had kept in her pocket from earlier in the movie. And for as long as it takes her to light the damn thing, that whole room should have blown up.
Probably.
Or they should have been passed out with the amount of gas coming through.
But she's pretty smart for being a whore.
Yeah. So eventually, Ange and Stu break in. She gets the lighter lit and burns Stooge and Ange. And they escape and get upstairs.
Yep.
But the house basically starts closing up so they can't escape. And they get cornered by Ange and Jay and a couple others in this one room.
Sal shows up too, I think.
Yeah, Sal's there, and Helen, I think, is the other one. I can't remember.
I don't think.
But Roger basically goes, "You're not getting me." And he dives through a window and breaks the window and gets out of the house.
I guess he couldn't have just like broke it with his fist or anything like that.
No, I think he just got cojones at that point and just went through.
Cojones.
Balls. His balls grew in.
Why didn't you say that? Why don't you say you manned up and stop being a pussy?
Yeah. Okay, there, you said it. And eventually Judy follows, and then they're like, Roger's like, we're okay. And she's like, no, we have to get over the wall. We have to get over the water because they can't follow us. So they're trying to figure out how to escape. Well, they find this piece of barbed wire going up the side of this the wall.
You didn't know what the hell that was.
Well, I thought it was, but I wasn't 100% sure.
What the hell did you think it was?
I don't know.
Clothesline?
Yeah. Judy starts to climb, but then she's like, ow, I can't. And well, basically then everybody starts coming, all the demons start coming out of the house after him. And Roger just screw it. He climbs up the wall and he leans over and he's yelling for Judy to start climbing and trying to reach her. Well, eventually the other demons reach her. They're trying to pull her back. Roger ends up falling off the other side of the wall. The demons kind of have Judy. She's screaming. Roger's covering his ears because he's like...
That was kind of fucked up, though. I mean, I know she's a bitch, but jeez.
Yeah, and well, then eventually he does get back on top of the wall and does rescue Judy as the sun's coming up. And they fall over the other side and escape. Sunrise, I guess, basically...
They all melt into hell.
Like they turn to ashes or something. And then it shows them walking. I always joke, I feel like they're doing the walk of shame. Meanwhile, none of them had sex, but they're all... banged up from everything that happened. And they walk past the old man's house from the beginning, and he's making comments about them being schmucks or something like that. And
I don't know.
He makes some comments.
I said kids are all rotten hell.
Yeah, that's something like that. So he goes in, and his wife gives him a piece of pie and some coffee, and he goes, "When did you have time to make the pie?" She goes, "Oh, I've been up for hours, sleepyhead. Drink your coffee before it gets cold." And he's eating the pie, and he's like, it's okay. And she's like, "You always loved my homemade pies." And he's like, "Where did you get the apple?" She goes, "Oh, we didn't get as many trick-or-treaters, so I used the pies from that, and here there's the razors in the pie." And
that's pretty funny.
Slits his throat, and he dies. And she's like, "Happy Halloween, dear."
He should have went out that night looking for some younger pie to eat.
Yeah, so I do enjoy this movie. I do.
Yeah.
I
mean, why not?
Saw
it's good.
The remake, but I don't really remember.
I don't like it.
There are 2 other movies in this series.
Like I said before, I don't like remakes that much.
Yeah, you and Bluto.
Yeah, Bluto's cool.
So, like I said, I know I saw the remake. I don't really remember it, but I do enjoy this one a lot. I mean, I haven't.
You do, obviously. That's why I wanted to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it as many times as he has, but
probably not.
Yeah, I like it.
You should watch this one at parties.
Oh boy. Anyways, That's it for this review. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you know when new content is posted.
I'll tell you about my parties.
Okay.
Want to hear them now?
Off camera.
All right.
Help share the page. It would be greatly appreciated. Subscribers and watchers, thank you. Appreciate all of you. And watchers, please subscribe. Check out my other channel, K-Doll Games, Toys, and More, toy game reviews, some doll movies that somebody else is in over there.
Ludo's over there, right?
Yeah, Bluto's over there too.
You need to treat him better. You need to make him a gourmet meal since you made him sick.
I'll make him chicken noodle soup.
I know what he wants.
What?
Pizza with pumpkin filling.
Of course.
He always talks about that shit.
He hasn't given me the recipe.
Pizza? Then put pumpkin filling on it.
But still, is there certain spices that go in, and how's the dough made for the pizza part?
Shit, I don't know. You're smart.
Anyways, Amazon wish list is posted. If you would like to help us out with that, great. If there's something you would like us to watch and review, let me know in the comments. If I have it or can locate it, awesome.
We should watch some porn.
No, we're not doing porn.
All right.
If I can't locate it and you're willing to get it for us, that would be great as well. And
porn.
No porn.
All right, I'll watch it myself.
Anyways,
with some hookers.
We got one more with this guy.
And drugs.
So we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Subscribe to be alerted of new videos.